Welcome to the Soul of Innovation podcast. I am Thomas Anglero, and as this year ends 2023, I reflect back on one thing. Well, there's a lot to reflect back on, but there's one thing that I wanted to share. One thing that a change I made that I see such a massive difference, especially this year. And that change is how you respond to something, how you react to something determines whether or not that will affect you in a positive or negative way. Let me say that again, probably better. How you react to something determines whether or not it is good for you, it is bad for you, whether it will empower you or it will upset you. It is how you respond. It is not the news itself. It is not the information itself. It is actually not even what actually happened. It could be the worst news possible, but how you respond determines whether or not that terrible news, whatever that news is, whether or not it's going to lift you or if it's going to break you. Think back. I don't need to tell a story. You have how many stories of how many situations you were in this past year that when you heard something, you reacted. Did you react in a positive way or in a negative way? Did you go get some news and go, damn, that mother? Or did you get some information and go, oh, look at that again? Or did you get some information and you didn't react at all? You said, okay, it's not going to affect me. It has nothing over me. It is relevant to me, but I choose not to react to that. Or the third one, you got some information that everybody else would take it as bad news. And you took it as uplifting. Something that by looking at it from a different perspective, it benefits you. You will grow from it. How you react to anything, to any information, any news, any event, someone punching you in the face, someone killing your dog, someone crashing your car. How you react determines whether or not that situation is horrible. You crash your car. Maybe it was time for you to get a new car. Think about it. You crash your car. Someone crashes into your car. Okay, your car is messed up. There's nothing you can do about it now. Why freak out? That's what insurance is for. If you don't have insurance, maybe time to get rid of the car. Maybe the universe wanted you to not have a car. Maybe the person who just crashed into your car is the person that you've been missing in your life. The person who's going to employ you. The person you're going to marry. It is how you react to situations that determines whether or not that situation is good, bad, or indifferent. Nothing. That lesson is the most powerful lesson I want to share with you. When I look back in this year, especially this year I didn't freak out over much. And in a way, I felt like I was a village idiot because no matter what the news was, and I'm saying well over 90% of the time, I looked at it from a positive perspective. I first relaxed. I didn't react. And I thought to myself, if I don't react, what happens? And do you know 99% of the times when you get bad news and you don't react, nothing happens. And after a while you learn that, damn, I spent how much of my life reacting to bad news with, oh man, Jesus, blah, 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 blah. All that's from Netflix and HBO and Hollywood. In reality, what Netflix and HBO and Hollywood and all these things should be teaching us is don't react. Bad news will come every day, every hour, Every phone call, if you work at a bank during these days, you get nothing but bad phone calls. If you work customer service, you really get bad phone calls. But don't react. What good could come from that? I've changed my perspective. I've changed my life, and I think I've added years to my health by looking at every situation and seeing the positive that comes from that. I really want you to learn that lesson. I really want you to start trying that. It sounds different. It is just a change of a bad habit that many of us have. So think again how many times you reacted to bad news this year. How many times you reacted to news this year, and how did you take it? Did you wail your hands? Did you open your mouth and say something inappropriate? Did you throw something across the room? Did you yell at someone? Did you pick up the phone and say something inappropriate? Did you send out a vicious text message, SMS, voicemail, I don't know, phone call? Did you think negative thoughts? That's the nastiest one of them all, because there's no documentation of negative thoughts. But the documentation's in your heart. No one can read that but you. How did you take that information, that situation? You want to turn your life around. You want to feel blessed in every single moment. You want to feel that no matter what happens, it's all for the goodness of me. It's all going to work out. And it's all great. Then whenever you get news, don't react in a negative way. Take a moment and say, okay, maybe there's some good that comes from that. Maybe I shouldn't be driving that car. Maybe I shouldn't be dating that person anymore. That's why they left me. Maybe I shouldn't be working at that job because it was holding me back. That's why they fired me. There's a blessing in everything. It's how you react determines whether or not you ever experience that blessing, and that blessing appears to you. It is literally the moment of the news that you get that determines whether or not it is a blessing, and you can miss it. You can miss that person. You can miss the next job. You can miss the next opportunity. So let me ask you a question. How do you react? Think about all the things that happened to you this year. How did you react in that moment when you got all that news? Pretty heavy question, isn't it? But that's okay. It's how do you react to my question that determines whether or not next year will be the most amazing year of your life. Go forth and spread beauty and light. Go forth and reflect. Take a moment about how you react to everything that you always react to. There's goodness in everything. All year long I found goodness in everything. It didn't matter what it was. There's always something wonderful in it. Just change how you react to things, and it will appear right in front of you. And then you'll do what I did, which is, my God, how many opportunities, how many moments of smiling and laughing that I completely miss out on because I was negative in how I reacted to something. Or I reacted like what my friends and family taught me when I was a little child. Or I reacted like how my friends reacted, so I just want to stay with the flow, so I want to be cool, so I reacted like them. A wise person reacts based on love, never on hate, never on envy, A wise person takes a moment to reflect and then sees the beauty in everything. I'm Thomas Anglero, wishing you the greatest year next year. Wishing you and happy for you for a moment from now, after you stop listening to this podcast, someone or something will happen to call you in which you're going to react or not react, in which you will see that it is a blessing and an uplifting event, even though to the rest of the world is horrible. But for you, it is an opportunity. That's my gift to you in this holiday season. The gift of endless abundance. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm Thomas Anglero. I love you. Until next time. Thank you for listening to that episode. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on my website at anglero.com, and you can also subscribe to the newsletter, or you can find me anywhere on social media with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear from you very soon.